my little Sith Lords, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Darth Jeswick, and today we're building a tiny home. This is the Little Falls Nook in Copperdale. It's a 20 by 20 lot, and I think it's a perfect spot for a little tiny home, so that's what we are doing today. I went for a very suburban style home. I wanted it to be 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom because we have 3 Sims here. We'll get to them in a minute. I made this for the aliens stole my parents scenario. I think it's a really fun scenario, and I have played it a couple times before, and I thought that I wanted to play it again. So I wanted to build a little house for them, have a little tiny home just to make it a little bit easier for my Sims to gain skills, and see how fast I could speedrun it. Because if you've never played the Aliens Stole My Parents scenario before, basically you just have a teen sim, a child sim, and an adult. The adult gets kidnapped by aliens, so you never actually see them, and you're left with like $500. And basically you have to just raise a bunch of money and raise your kid sibling while your parent is kidnapped by the aliens. It's a fun little scenario if you've never checked it out before. I will upload the family on my gallery so you can download them as well. They are just the Porter family on my gallery. My gallery is the same as my YouTube. It's just Darth_Jeswick if you want to download this house and the Sims that go with it. But what I like about this scenario is that it gives you goals to meet throughout the game, and I usually just play generational style, so I don't have a ton of goals. I'm just okay, what's the next generation going to do? What random aspiration can I complete for that generation? And that's kind of the way that I play, instead of actually going through a set goal in mind for a sim, like a rags to riches. I usually like to play with a family, as you can see with my 100 baby save and my not so berry save, which I do have another episode coming up soon this week probably. I think that'll be episode 3 of the Not So Berry Challenge, and we're moving along, so we're getting there. We're getting on to the next generation. But that's enough about other saves that I have. Let's talk about these Sims for the Alien Stole My Parents scenario. First of all, we have Keith Porter. He's the dad. His traits are loves outdoors, he's active, and he's jealous. He has the Angling Ace aspiration, which gives him the Collector bonus trait. He enjoys fishing and comedy, as well as fitness. Next, we have the teen daughter, Bailey. Her traits are self-absorbed and overachiever. She has the goal-oriented aspiration from Growing Together, which gives her the relatable bonus trait. She likes writing, dancing, and wellness, and I figured I would just have her become a famous writer or something, because once you get the ability to earn royalties with writing, you can make a ton of money with that, and I thought that would be a nice way to do that. Next, we have Tristan Porter. He's the son and child. He is the his trait is creative because he's only got one. He has the artistic prodigy aspiration. I think I had him originally set as the creative genius, but I had to change it because we didn't have room for a treehouse, so I changed it to the creative genius aspiration afterwards. He doesn't have any likes or dislikes. I didn't want to give him any because he is a child, so I figured the game would just come up with those naturally. But we are getting into decorating here, just trying to do the living room. This is also a starter home, so your sim there's not really a ton of things in here, tons of decorations or even a ton of activities for your Sims. There's quite a bit, but it's mostly for the kids because the dad isn't gonna be around. He got abducted by aliens. He's just not gonna be here. So I didn't really focus on anything that he would do, the fitness stuff. I could have put a treadmill or something, but I just didn't because we didn't have the money either, or the space to put one. This is a 63 tile tiny home, I want to say. It's just under the requirement for the second tier of the tiny homes, which is good because we can still get the double skill gain and the reduced bills. And yet we still have a decent amount of space. We could probably fit a small table in here somewhere in the living room and have a dining spot, but I just didn't have the money to do that. But we do have a table outside, so they could always just go out there and eat if they wanted to. I'm using the Snowy Escape appliances as well as Dream Home Decorator cabinets. They're just pretty cheap, so that's why I usually decide to go with those appliances. But they're also like nicer than the regular base game appliances. They're like 800 simoleons a piece, I think, so it's still pretty reasonable. It's not like the like $14,000 refrigerator that we have. But it's still like a nice refrigerator. It's got a decent food quality. I think it's like food quality 2 or 3 or maybe 4. I don't remember. But it's just higher than like the normal base game fridges. I had a hard time deciding on the color scheme for the living room. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with like a blue or this red, and I ended up going with like an orange color. We've got like this flannel couch, and I like the color of that. And then I went and did some pink in the teens room, Bailey's room, and I went blue for the boys' room because the son and the dad share a room, although the dad still does have a full-size bed. And I think you can actually get in on both sides of the bed with a half tile. Your Sims should still be able to like walk in there if you do find like a date or something for Keith. But I wanted to get in a couple of things for the child so that I could immediately start raising their skills. I got a little Bigfoot stuffy in here. I also fit a creativity table in the living room as well. I wanted to have a radio, but I just couldn't afford it at the end, unfortunately. But we will get Bailey a radio at some point during the Let's Play, just so she can do her dancing, and I'll probably have her join like the cheer team because that sounds fun. And she's also going to have to join an after-school activity, so cheerleading makes sense. And then at some point I'll probably make the house a little bit bigger, just so I could fit some of these extra activities in here. I didn't like this fencing here in the yard, so I ended up changing it to the hedge fencing. I think it's a little bit nicer, a little blends in with the surroundings a little bit more. And then I put this little patio area in here just to have like a little barbecue and a place to sit, as well as the science table and a swing. We always need a swing to get their movement skill up. And then I did the terrain paint and some of the landscaping off of the camera. I wasn't really sure the direction I was trying to go for it, so I didn't want it to just be a blank screen of me just sitting there deciding on plants. So I placed my trees and then got an idea of where I kind of wanted the landscaping, and then put in all of my like flowers and things afterward, as well as like did my path to the backyard and the front door, because it doesn't line up with the actual like landscaping in the world. But that is all the time I have for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button because it does really help out. I hope you all have an amazing day or evening wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all in the next video. Dag dag!